between vegan ideology and my ideology. There's a lot of similarities with our beliefs. I'm out here foraging for wild food, and I don't want to buy from these factory farms and these horrible videos that they have on their screens when they're at our restaurant, and these horrible photos. But a lot of these videos and photos that they're showing at these protests, they're not even from Canada.
Hi, I'm Jake Edmiston. I'm a reporter with the National Post, and I'm here north of Toronto in Terracotta, Ontario. Can't be more specific than that because I don't know exactly where I am, and I'm not really supposed to tell you, because here is where Chef Michael Hunter finds his wild leeks and wild ginger, and he doesn't really want you to know where that is. Michael Hunter is the chef and owner of Antler Kitchen and Bar. You might have heard of it. It gained a lot of attention because of a wave of vegan protests that were staged weekly outside of his restaurant. He appeared to get a little exasperated and butchered a deer leg in front of the protesters, and that caused an international sort of media circus. So I'm excited to be here to find some leeks, to figure out how foraging works, but also to get his side of the story.
I grew up here, but my mom, she lives now kind of more towards, kind of in between Brampton and Caledon.
Okay.
But yeah, she kind of got rid of the farm as she got a bit older. But
is that how you got into all of this?
Yeah, so I grew up on a horse farm ever since I was a kid. So I love being in nature, and I remember we did some school field trips where you go out in nature, and I remember picking leeks as a kid and just eating the green part raw, and then the whole bus ride home, everyone stank the bus stank like onions. But yeah, and I was just really fascinated with wild food and being able to go out and go for a hike and be in nature and come home and have stuff to eat for dinner, and it's really cool because you can't buy this type of stuff in a store.
How has this been on you?
It's been incredibly stressful. It puts a lot of strain on our staff. Meat is murder, that's their thing, right? So it doesn't matter how ethical I think, what it is I'm doing. To them, it's always murder. But that's the reality of food, and that's why I think people should hunt, or, I think, if you eat meat, you should kill an animal at some point in your life to see what that's like. And I think that people eat a lot more meat than they should. I think people might eat less meat if they had to go and kill it themselves. I don't think people would waste meat if they had to kill an animal themselves. It's a very sacred thing that, that has to be respected. The biggest frustration I have is definitely the meat aspect to what, I believe in, and I believe everyone has the right to eat wild food. So if you're not a hunter, you really have no opportunity to buy wild meat because you're not allowed to sell it. So you'd have to, know someone, have a friend, a family member that hunts, and they'd have to, invite you over for dinner to experience that. And I think there's a disconnect with that. I don't think that's necessarily fair to everybody that wants to try wild food the way it's supposed to be eaten, and the way it's supposed to be, it's raised outdoors in the environment.